Today in Awesome Stories, we're going to talk about a Spanish mystery horror film called Sweet Home. Spoilers ahead. We start with an old woman uncovering herself and entering the shower, while a Christmas song plays in the background. A man in black enters her house and puts cockroaches on her towel, making the old woman stumble and fall once she grabs it. A real estate agent, Alicia, goes to an old building to make an inventory of the problems in the apartments. While walking upstairs, she receives a call from her boyfriend and they argue about what he's going to do for his birthday. She goes to visit the last tenant, Ramon, in the decaying building, and he tells her that the realtors are making his life hell trying to make him move out. Alicia tells him that he should give in, but Ramon's not willing to give the realtors the satisfaction. Before she gets out of the building, she leaves her card with him in case something happens. Once she closes the front door, she notices that she forgot to put back the copy of the keys, but since she's late to meet her boyfriend, she takes them with her. Alicia picks up Simon and she gives him a scarf to cover his eyes while they drive to his birthday surprise. She takes him back to the old building, shows him that she prepared a romantic dinner for them, and they sleep together by candle lights. Simon's worried because he's unemployed and gets frustrated when she tries to give him a gift. The light in the building goes out and Alicia checks it out, finding Ramon's cat on the way. She enters his house, but hides once three men in masks appear in the hallway. After the men leave, Alicia goes to Ramon's bedroom and sees him lying dead on his bed. Scared, she calls Simon, but he left his phone in her car and doesn't know that there are killers inside the building. She gets out of the house and observes as the men walk downstairs. Suddenly, her phone starts ringing and she ends up dropping as she tries to turn it off. The men start running upstairs as she runs inside the house and closes the door. One of them enters the house and looks for her in the bathroom as she hides inside a space above the bathtub. Simon starts looking for Alicia and notices her broken phone on the floor. He starts going upstairs and calling for her, catching the men's attention. One of the hitmen starts pursuing him, but as soon as he catches up to Simon, he trips and dies. Another man gets to Simon and knocks him out. Alicia gets out of the bathroom and tries to use the phone, but it's disconnected. With nowhere to go, she grabs a flashlight and a lighter and gets out of the apartment. Going downstairs, she hears the men interrogating Simon and asking who else is in the house. She tries to get out using the front door, but the men chained it, prompting her to scream for help through the mail opening, but no one hears since it's a rainy night. While one of the men is passed out on a table, another checks Simon's wallet and sees that he's a nurse, prompting them to tell him to help their friend. Alicia grabs the keys from other apartments and locks herself in one of them. Seeing that the man on the bed is dead, Simon lies and tells them he's paralyzed and needs to go to a hospital. They start fighting between them, giving Simon time to hide a pen in his back pocket. While Alicia is moving some boxes inside the apartment, she drops some electronic toys on the floor that start singing, calling the other men's attention. One of the hitmen goes to the apartment while the other keeps an eye on Simon. When the man briefly leaves the room, Simon looks through the dead man's pocket and finds a cell phone. He calls the emergency, but he doesn't know where he is since Alicia brought him to the building blindfolded. Suddenly, the man returns to the room and goes to Simon. While the other man checks the apartment, he sees a toy playing a song and crouches down to get a closer look. He looks at the door and sees Alicia trying to leave, prompting him to pursue her. Alicia closes the door and locks the man inside, while Simon fights with a third hitman downstairs. The man drops Simon and stabs him on the ribs, but Alicia appears to beat him on the head. While the man is down, Simon jumps on him and stabs him multiple times on the neck with the pen. As the other man comes running downstairs, they run inside to another apartment, but the man catches up to them. Alicia grabs a spray can on the floor and sprays it on his eyes, disorienting him enough to push him out of the apartment. Seeing that two of his colleagues are dead, he regretfully calls his boss and asks for backup. Alicia remembers that the apartment's an incomplete duplex and goes downstairs to get the building's plan and looks for a way to escape the building. While Simon bangs on the door to distract the man, Alicia uses the elevator stairs to climb to the apartment above them. In the apartment, she finds an open window leading to the street and starts throwing objects below, trying to get the attention of people passing by. Trying to figure out how to open the door, the man sees the extinguisher and starts banging it against the adornment. Alicia gets desperate trying to get the attention of the people on the street and decides to throw Ramon's corpse out of the window, dumping it in the middle of the road. The man is able to break the adornment out of the door, opening a hole in the middle of it. He puts his arm through it to open the door, but Simon takes his belt and uses it to trap the man against the door. Alicia sees a man getting out of the car to check the body and tries to get his attention. The man looks up and Alicia immediately realizes he's the backup for the hitman. Alicia goes downstairs and, seeing the man trapped on the door, goes through him. She enters the apartment again and looks through the window, while the backup brings Ramon's corpse inside. The man opens his bag and locks the front door with a new chain. Hearing the man trapped on the door, he goes upstairs and takes an axe from his bag. The couple hears the screams from outside the door as the man's arm drops on the floor. The man drops a smoke grenade inside the room and locks the door, preventing the couple from getting out. The couple observes from a window as the man freezes the corpses in liquid nitrogen, cuts them up and puts them in garbage bags. Alicia wants to use the emergency intercom on the building's lift to call for help, but Simon is afraid since they will be too exposed. She gives him a needle and a sewing thread she found upstairs and he uses it to close his wound. As the man goes upstairs to knock the door down, the couple prepares to go to the lift. The man opens the apartment's door and goes inside as they climb the stairs to the lift, but Simon is in too much pain and can barely move. She gets to the lift, but sees that the electronic panel is not working, prompting her to try to fix it. As soon as she touches two of the cut cables, the alarm on the lift goes off, hurrying the couple to get to the apartment before the man catches up to them. Alicia opens the door, but Simon is in too much pain to move and tells her to go without him. She cries while hearing the man attacking Simon outside of the door. Simon sees that the man has the keys for the basement and is able to grab it before he's thrown down from upstairs. The man starts knocking the door down with the axe, while Alicia looks for the window to get out of the place. She uses a pipe to slowly climb down to a downstairs window, while the man looks for her in the apartment. Alicia goes downstairs and turns on the electricity for the other apartments, lighting up the whole building. She finds Simon barely alive on the floor and he gives her the basement key. Suddenly, the man drops a generator on Simon, smashing his head. As the man walks downstairs, she opens the basement's door. She takes a light stick from the man's bag and opens a hatch leading to the sewers below the building. With the man following her, she throws her light stick in the other direction and hides from him. The man sees her light stick, but instead of following it, he drops his light and keeps walking. Without knowing if the man is still around, she looks into the corridor, prompting the man to grab her by the neck and drop her on the floor. She tries to fight him, but he's too strong and ends up choking her out against the wall. Alicia wakes while still in the sewers, while the man prepares his tools to dispose of her. She tries to not panic and sees that she can take one of the man's zip ties. When the man goes to cut her foot, she grabs a zip tie and puts it around his neck. He tries to break it, but it's too tight and he starts choking because of it. She grabs a surgical knife and attacks him, but he headbutts her into the floor. He continues to choke her out, but because of the zip tie, he loses consciousness and passes out on the floor. Thinking she's safe, Alicia rests on the floor, but the man wakes up again and grabs her leg. She pulls his bag and reaches for the axe. Alicia tells him to go to hell and punctures his head with the axe. Traumatized, she sleeps on the floor while people walk on the street above her. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like. It really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.